Summer is coming and your dad bod is officially fighting for its life. And unfortunately, getting 10,000 steps a day just isn't gonna save you this time.
Rude awakening coming up!
When it comes to the Mount Rushmore of cardio equipment, the rower, it's on there. Full body, lungs burning, soul questioning work. So today, we're putting the budget MERACH R50 Pro rower to the test to see if it can deliver premium shred sessions at half the price of the league leader. The No Fade channel checking in. Jonathan here, and for decades, the Concept 2 rower has been the gold standard when it comes to CrossFit gyms, garage gyms, basement gyms, even the local gyms carried Concept 2. Basically, anywhere people voluntarily chose suffering, there was the Concept 2. However, at over $1,000 new, man, oh man, it's quite the hefty price tag. We are looking at a clone, a budget version, a copycat, whatever name you want to slap on it. That is the NovaRow R50 Pro from MERACH. And this thing is supposed to deliver the look, the feel, the resistance, everything that the Concept 2 has is supposed to be right here, but at half the cost to your wallet. And when I say half the cost, I mean literally half the cost. This thing comes in as of today, $600. My code will get you even more money off, NoFade 24/7. And they've got a similar version that's not Pro that comes in $100 less, which we'll talk about later in today's video. So did we find a home gym unicorn, a budget piece of equipment that delivers everything that the premium version does? Or did we find another case of you get what you pay for? Now, when it comes to getting into summer shredded shape, the problem with most people's cardio is you're just too comfortable. You get into a rhythm, you got your favorite show in front of you, and you're almost like barely got your heart rate into zone 1. But with a rowing machine, it's no holds barred. That's where a rowing machine comes into play. It is literally full body punishment in the best way possible. Your back, your legs, your lungs, your heart, and everything else in between. You can hit this for short sprints, you can do long distance, and you can do some soul-searching workouts where you question every life choice you made that led you up to this machine. And that's what makes a rower not just another piece of cardio equipment. It is a conditioning tool, it's a fat loss tool, and it is a sweat machine that absolutely crushes calories. But for the longest time, you had to either drop over $1,000 for a Concept 2 rower or roll the dice when it came to buying some budget piece of absolute junk. And when you got it in, you immediately remembered that, yeah, you get what you pay for. MERACH is trying to change that. And let's just be honest, they're not exactly hiding their inspiration. In fact, if I put Concept 2 on the side instead of Nova Bench, you probably wouldn't think twice about the manufacturer. You've got the familiar frame, you've got the air resistance, you've got the long glide, you've got the same exact handle, metal chain, and you've got the screen. I mean, let's face it, this is everything the Concept 2 air rower is, with just a different name on the side. But being a good copy of a premier piece isn't good enough. If this thing feels unstable, wobbly, or the resistance is way off, or the foot pads just don't feel right, it's not gonna matter what you paid for it because you're just gonna be disappointed. Now, in full transparency, MERACH has seen my growing dad bod and they decided to send help. Yes, they did send this to me for free, and I promised one thing, and one thing only, that I would deliver a brutally honest review of this cardio equipment. And I'm not just gonna sit on the darn thing, I'm gonna put it through the test. Long distance, we're gonna do 500-meter sprints, we're gonna do 2,000-meter sprints, and we are gonna do everything in between. MERACH has no say in what I put into this video. They don't get an advance copy, they don't tell me what to change, they get nothing. That's right, they get nothing but the truth. And that's all we do on this channel is drop hard truth when it comes to trying to beat up home gym equipment. First up, assembly was much easier than I thought. Quite frankly, 20 minutes, top to bottom, it was all said and done, and not one of the steps made me want to throw a wrench through my drywall. So that's a clear plus. Now, one of the reasons they call this the Pro version is because of this monitor. It is supposed to be easier to see, and you can see it very easily, and it even has a phone holder, because at the end of the day, we really want to watch our videos if we're gonna go long distance. If you're gonna go for 20 minutes or an hour on this thing, Lord help you, but you want something to keep you entertained. And at the end of today's video, I'm gonna give you a hack on how to force yourself to go ultra hard without having someone by your side screaming at you to row faster. Now the monitor itself, it tracks everything you could want. Calories, distance, wattage, rows, 500-meter splits, everything in between. I will tell you, setting this thing up does have a learning curve. So don't just throw out the instructions as soon as you get them. You're gonna wanna read through them to learn how to program this thing. It's not necessarily super easy to program. Once you get used to it, you're gonna find that it's a no-brainer, but keep those instructions at least for the first few weeks. Now the handle, it's exactly like the Concept 2. I mean, in angle and feel, it doesn't feel cheap like you might expect on a budget piece. It just feels exactly like it should, or in my case, exactly like I remember the Concept 2 handle feeling. Now in terms of overall resistance, just like the Concept 2, you get 10 levels of air resistance. If you start at 10, that's gonna be the most resistance. You drop this down to 1, the least resistance. As far as how it felt really close to the Concept 2. I thought it was very smooth, very even. The only caveat I would argue, if I was really splitting hairs, I thought the return on this was actually a tad bit slower than the Concept 2. It might just be this version, it might just be me misremembering, but the return of that cable, a hair, I mean literally like maybe a millisecond slower on the return. And by no means is that thing a deal breaker, but I'm just trying to give you my full and complete transparent breakdown. Now here's something that I actually liked better than the Concept 2, at least the last version that I tested. I don't know if Concept 2 has changed this, but in their previous foot pads with the Concept 2, the way it was actually cinched down wasn't with Velcro like the MERACH uses. It was essentially just fabric that you would tighten down, almost like a cinched belt, but when you're going super hard back and forth, it would just loosen up. So no matter how tight you put it down, it was eventually over time going to loosen up. Well, they fixed it with the MERACH. This is a Velcro strap. You're able to lock your feet in, and because that Velcro is ultra durable, it's going nowhere. Your feet don't actually loosen up over time like the Concept 2 did, at least the previous one that I've reviewed. If you are interested in this sweat machine, I'm gonna put links in the description with my special coupon code, hint, NoFate247. Obviously, there's other stuff down there besides gym equipment, pre-workouts, energy drinks, and discounted toilet paper, but it is never a one-way street. When you use those links, you let the bad guy know so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation.
Hey, yo.
Here's the part that most reviewers just skip over, forget to talk about, and that is owning a rower doesn't mean you're actually gonna get shredded. You've gotta actually use the rower and use it correctly. Now, if you're looking for hot dad summer, I suggest you have a multi-variable perception of how to utilize this. If you're looking for short sprints, my argument would be those are the best for getting the most return on your cardio time. I like to do 500-meter sprints. I set the program up for 500 meters, hit those 500 meters, and then take a 30 to 60-second rest. The better conditioning you're in, the less time you want for rest, and then repeat that. Doing that like 5 to 8 times will set you straight. Another thing that people need to realize, especially in a home gym, is that you don't have to get all your training session in at once. You go to your local gym, you drive there, you figure you gotta get your weights, your cardio, your abs, all in that, because you're not gonna drive back to the gym just to do like 20 minutes on the treadmill. What's nice about having a home gym is there's zero commute. So it is very easy after a big meal, whether it's lunch or dinner, hop on here and just do 20 minutes. Very similar to getting on the treadmill, but you're gonna be working a hell of a lot harder. And the third way I utilize this rower is for finishers. That's right. I'm tight on time. I just hit a weight session. I want to get some cardio in, but I don't got the whole day to be sitting on this thing. I plop my big fat butt down. I do 1,000 meters and I do it fast. I just hit it and quit it. You put everything you have in and then you're good to go. Now here's a little cheat code I'm gonna give you, but don't tell anybody. If you tend to get on cardio equipment and you just go through the motions and you find you're not really pushing yourself because you're not necessarily motivated, don't just put on Netflix and chill. Go onto YouTube and find like best MMA rounds or best boxing rounds or kickboxing rounds, whatever you fancy, street fight compilations. Trust me, get something violent on the screen and just start rowing. Subconsciously, you're gonna go a hell of a lot harder when you see two guys fighting themselves to the death on your screen than if you were watching like, I don't know, Game of Thrones. Is this a good Concept 2 clone? It's eerily good. I mean, like for like, it is fantastically good, especially at that price point as far as a Concept 2 clone goes. I don't know how they're delivering all of this functionality at such a high quality and at such a low price point. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna pretend like this MERACH has the same history and customer service as Concept 2. One great thing about Concept 2 is that they have everything on their website as far as fixing and maintaining your equipment. You can literally build out an entire Concept 2 rower just from buying parts on their website. And they have been notoriously good when it comes to customer service and terms of quality and lasting a long time. MERACH just hasn't been around that long with this NovaRow in order for me to tell you that the quality will last as long as a Concept 2, or if something happens, you're able to call them up and get it fixed lickety-split. But the fact that you can buy two of these for one Concept 2, yeah, it goes a long, long way towards putting this one in the win column.
Perfect.
And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts. And here's my take. If you want the safest buy, go with the Concept 2. There's a reason that company and that product has been around and been the gold standard for so long. But if you want a budget air rower at a shockingly low price, but that comes with a high performance and almost identical experience as the Concept 2, this MERACH R50 Pro, it's fantastic. It's shockingly fantastic. You could save another $100 if you go with the previous version. I think the only differential is the monitor itself wasn't as bright as this one is, but you can look into that. Of course, my code NOFADE247. But if you want hot dad summer, you got to stop hitting 10,000 steps. You got to stop going through the motions, and you got to start putting in the work. And getting a rowing machine is where it's at. It is just going to kill you calories, and you can do this from your garage, your basement. You can put this thing in your bedroom, and it's going to deliver results. Just remember, it's not going to work for you. But if you're willing to suffer just a little bit, if you're willing to put in the work, getting a rower can absolutely make your dad bod be someone else's problem. If you want more videos about getting your dad bod into summer shredded shape, then check out these two videos. And if you made it this far in the video, you and I are best friends. Use the links in the description to support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. And as usual, don't save anything for the trip back.